You're watching Nino's product reviews. I'm Nino, your host, and today we're taking a look at the DV Power Sports HD DV, standing for digital video. That's basically a Wi-Fi 1080p action cam, which is also water resistance up to 30 meters as it says here. And you see it's an H.264 full HD camera, which is pretty cool. And the packaging does not tell us much more in the front. Let's take the side. Yeah, we said that it's a Wi-Fi camera, so it can stream to different devices. On the back we have a lot of specifications, which I'm just going to skip now and straight out open the package. The reason why I skipped it is because most of the stuff I will show you later on in the review, so there's no need for us to invest more time into this. I like to keep these things short, although I don't always manage to. So we see the actual camera in here. Let me pull that out. And we have the sealed case, which is going to protect our little camera from water. You can still access all the buttons, and it's very light, it feels very sturdy. We'll see later if it can hold out underwater. We have a charger. Now this is a US charger, I believe. It's not gonna work with me, well, with my outlets, but that doesn't matter. I ordered this camera from somewhere else. Here we have different kinds of attachments, different kinds of adapters, so you know, these things, you can combine them in various ways and get the camera to stick to pretty much anything. A helmet, a belt, anything really, or bicycle. This is a replacement part for the watertight cover, which is very good because it could break. Here we have some more attachments and some more attachments. I'm gonna try to skip all over this stuff pretty fast. The cable, of course, micro USB standard, which is pretty good. Some velcros in case you wanna try to stick the camera in other ways. Yeah, some more stuff to just tie the camera somewhere to. A nice microfiber cloth to clean the camera so you don't scratch the front or the lens, and some more stuff to attach it. And of course the actual manual, which is included in several languages: English, German, Russian, Chinese. So if you speak any of these languages, you can pretty much figure out some of the stuff. And it has some nice pictures. If you don't speak the languages, just pay attention to this video and I'll show you how some of it works. It's generally very self-explanatory. Let's take a look at the camera's features and functions. Now if we give it a closer look, and this is outside the casing, we can see that it's actually designed very nicely and fits very well in your hand. It's light, but not light as to feel cheap, and that's something very important. I've left the foil here in the bag because I just don't see a reason to remove it. It offers additional protection. We have the buttons here on this side. The top button is the Wi-Fi button, but you also use them to zoom in and zoom out during recording or before if you're just looking through it. So that's a good thing. We have the lens, the power, which is also mode button. On top we have the OK button, and also the Wi-Fi lamp, which indicates, you know, this LED indicates when the Wi-Fi is on. So if we hold this, the camera is going to start. There we go. And if we take a look at the different options, let's just boot up. Alright, so now we're recording at 1080p 30 frames per second, sorry. And I already have an SD card inside, so I have recorded some, so I have about an hour of recording left if I want. This is the picture mode, and this is basically what I've already taken before. And I just press the mode button and switch to these modes, and here I can basically check the settings with the different directional buttons, so I can go up and down. So I'm just gonna breeze through some of them because people know what these are, and if you don't know, just Google it. It's mostly self-explanatory, but some of them are important. This, for example, motion detection. If you turn this thing on, basically as soon as the camera notices you have movement, it's gonna start recording. And another one I want to talk about is down here, the anti-shaking, which is a software which will try to remove shaking. I do not advise using it. It creates some weird effects on the picture, so better to go without it and just shake it. I mean, it's just a software thing. It's not so good in my personal opinion. And then we have the Wi-Fi SSID and the Wi-Fi password. This is basically the stuff that the camera will be streaming. You can set what the password and SSID should be of the camera. So that's pretty much what I want to show you software wise. Now we'll move on to seeing how it works with Wi-Fi. So now I'm going to demonstrate the Wi-Fi function. It's one of the more interesting ones. What I did forget to mention in the past is that the 900 milliampere battery is going to hold for approximately 1.5 hours of usage. That's approximately how it holds for me right now. and I expect it to get a little bit better with time because it's brand new now. So you have to press this button just once, short press once, you'll see the symbol appear, and that on its own indicates okay, SSID is SJ4000 and a password's written there too, and you see the LED blinking. So you gotta go to your phone and search for the Wi-Fi network, and your phone is going to connect to it. That's it, SJ4000. So I'm gonna enter the password. Hold on, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. There we go. And it's going to connect. And now that it's connected, you're going to need a specific type of software, which you can download from the App Store or any other, or the iOS store, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. It's easy to find, and it's SJ Cam HD. So I'm gonna start this up, and up here you just click on connect to your camera, and what is gonna happen is it's going to connect, and now you're basically in a you can see what your camera is filming, which has many advantages. I mean, if you pin this thing to your head, you will hardly be able to look at the screen or anywhere else, so that's good. You can also delete and download the different movies, check them on the fly. It goes pretty fast, so it's very reliable. You can pull out your phone, take a look at the camera, take a look at the recording you just made, and you basically know if it's any good or not, if you want to keep it, if you want to delete it. So I think that's a pretty cool feature, and it frees you quite a bit from having to just take off the camera and taking a look there. And if you look down here, you can basically modify all the settings that you have in there straight up from your phone, which is much more convenient than actually having to use the small camera screen. So yeah, that's how the Wi-Fi basically works. I'm going to turn it off now. You see the symbol here. Well, let's see if I'm going to be able to focus the camera. Come on, there we go. So that's the Wi-Fi symbol, and as soon as I turn it off, which I'll do here now, this button again, just one sharp press. Come on, there we go, and it's gone, and the light is off. So this is how you turn it off and on and use it. And by the way, this is the SD card I mentioned earlier. You also have an HDMI micro port and the normal charging port on the side. Kind of feel like I forgot to mention those. Before we move to the actual recording of the videos that I made with the camera, I'm going to show you how to open the waterproof case. Some people find this very hard, especially if they have had no contact with it, and the manual does not really explain it well enough. So I'm going to show you quickly how to do that in case you don't know. So manual tells you this button here is responsible for opening the case, and that is the truth. You do press it, but then you gotta push this way, which kind of looks weird at first, but push up here and you see it's gonna snap open, and then the back part opens, and you can basically plug in or out the camera itself. Now this is very important to be considered. You need to close it in the same order so that it's really tight. And yeah, it's very easy, very quick and simple. And now we have a watertight case. Before actually using the camera underwater, I just put some paper inside of it, some kitchen paper, and left it underwater for a while just to see if any water is gonna enter. Nothing entered. I also pressed the buttons while underwater just to check they were absolutely tight. And you can see it's a pretty tight fit. Everything seems to be holding quite well, so that's a good sign. And I'm going to now just show you the recordings. So I dived the camera underwater, I let some water flow, you know, I pressed some buttons, I played around with it, I made it fight against the monster. The camera makes very nice videos, very vivid colors, everything looks great. I actually am a big fan of how this camera records and how it looks. Definitely seems to be working afterwards as well. There's no water entering, so you know, the underwater test is absolutely passed. I'm very satisfied with it. The point of this recording is just to show you the zoom function of the camera. As you can see, this is actually a software zoom, not an optical one, so it does get a little bit smeared and doesn't look quite as good. But it's an action camera, so I can hardly imagine you're gonna be putting your fingers on it, you know, if it's on your helm or somewhere else, and trying to zoom in while you can't even see what you're doing. So this is an added feature. It's pretty cool if you wanna just do some leisurely recordings. Maybe you're like walking around and think to yourself, hey, let me pull out this tiny pocket camera and record something. It's cool to have it. It's not necessary, and it's not particularly good, but it's a great thing because it's an extra and you don't have to pay for it more than you already did. So what you're seeing here is the classical action recording unfortunately my bro here didn't actually have a helmet on or anything else we could really attach the camera to, so he had to hold it in his hands. And still we can see that the recording turned out pretty cool in my opinion. The whole quality of the recording is very high. We have 1080p at 30 frames here, and the colors are vivid and pleasant. All in all, I was very happy with this recording, and the overall abilities of this camera are awesome. I found the Wi-Fi to be very useful. I found the battery to be enough to be able to do whatever needs to be done, and the option for micro SD card, the accessories that are delivered. So all in all, I think that this camera is a great deal, especially for the price that is demanded for it. If you're looking to get an action camera and you don't want to spend too much, this is a perfect choice. So I would like to thank you for watching my video, and I would hope to see you again in the next one. This is Nino signing out.